In today's video, I am going to be breaking down GG Jackson and how he was able to shoot the ball in this most recent game. He just made a name for himself as a rookie. He's one of the youngest players in the league, and he's scored a ton of points. I think it was like 23 points on 5 threes. So let's get down. Let's check him out. Really quickly, if you want to be able to shoot the ball better like GG Jackson, one of the things that you need to do is to be able to jump really high. You need to be able to engage that lower back and, of course, your quads and your calves and your Achilles to be able to jump higher. So, if you want, check out the link down in the description below, and that's going to be able to help you shoot the ball from further away. The shooting workout down there is absolutely killer, and if you want to be able to dunk better, there's also a link down there for a vertical jump training workout too. Okay, so what is one of the things that GG Jackson does extremely well? That is, he gets a lot of arc on the ball, and we can see that because his follow through is nice and high. It's roughly around a 45-degree angle, and we can actually measure that with this really cool app. His release is around 40 degrees, and that allows him to have a high arc. But the arc is not too high. We're the point where if the ball was to drop from too high of an angle, so for example, the ball drops too high, that rim may look really big, but the gravity is going to make that ball bounce out easier. Now, if the ball is coming in too shallow, that rim is going to look really small, and that ball is probably going to bounce out. You need that ball to drop at roughly a 45-degree angle, and if that's the case, between 40 and 45, that is going to be the ultimate drop on the ball, because then there's not too much pressure from gravity to have the ball bounce out, and you're not coming in too shallow where the rim is just non-existent to the ball. We can actually measure this quite well in this clip, and that ball is dropping at roughly 43 degrees. This allows for that ball to have a greater chance of going in. Make sure to always record your videos of your shooting, because knowing things like this is going to really help your game accelerate much better. So that nice high release, he holds the release, plus that drop right away is going to be a good shot. Now, if we actually look at how his form looks, we can see that on his knees, he has roughly a 97-degree tilt or angle. This is a great, amazing angle. You want to be roughly around 90, and that's where he is. You also want to be roughly 90 on the hips as well. That is going to give you the 90-90. Now, a lot of older coaches, this is just really quickly, 90 degrees is going to engage your lower back. This gives you a lot of strength. 90 on your knees engages the quads. That's going to give you a lot of strength into your shot. But 90-90-90 also is referred to as, let me just really quickly get this on the right frame, and that is also getting 90 on the shoulders, which he doesn't have. That's roughly 69, 68, 67. And then he has a one motion shot, to be honest with you, so he does have 90 right there, but around 68 degrees on his elbow. You'll also hear older coaches say 90 degrees on the wrist. You want to be 90, 90, 90, 90, 90 all the way through. That may be all right in the old days, but guess what? Sometimes you can get a little bit more power having more elbow strength. This is something that some players will do, but if you are at 90, it's going to be a quicker release, but does that extra 1/millionth of a millisecond really count? Not a heck of a lot. Really quickly too, I just want to point this out, why victory insoles probably don't work as well as people think, and that is because look at how much this shoe is actually bending. You're not going to be getting much out of that insole. They say, oh, you're going to be folding it this far, and yeah, no, that's just a little quick rant for you. However, going up into his shot, we can see on the release that he has 0 thumb flick, which is fantastic. And he also has a soft release. There's 2 types of releases. There's a soft release like this. There's also a hard release like what we would see with Michael Jordan. What a soft release does for you is it gives you more arc on your shot. A hard release gives you more backwards rotation on the ball. Does this really matter? Well, more rotation on the ball is going to allow it to hit the rim softer. More arc on the ball, as if you're already getting it perfect as it is and you got a soft release, I would not be changing anything here. Do not change this no matter what. Sometimes a hard release can take away so much arc that it's a straight shot. You don't want that. So if you've got a straight no arc shot and your arm is straight up like this at 45 roughly degrees, so you're supposed to be getting arc, but you have 0 arc, that means that you probably have a hard release. even if you got enough height on your arms when you release. So what does this tell me? If you got 0 arc on your shot and you got a hard release, you need to switch it to a soft release. And then when it comes to this clip, this is actually a really good clip right here. Now, what do we see? Well, we see that, of course, it is a one motion shot. However, what else do we see? We see his elbow, his shoulder. They are both in line with the rim. That is ridiculously important. We can see that this arm does tilt slightly inwards. However, a part of that ball is over top of his elbow. His hand is on roughly the right side of the ball, right middle, which is perfect. You generally want, let's say I have my hand drawn out and I've got my thumb. Terrible drawing, but whatever. You want the ball to go off of these two fingers at the same time. Being center right on the ball as a right-handed shooter is going to allow you to do that. We can also see that he has a slight tilt away from the basket, which is normal because you really need to get this in line. To get this in line, if you need to have a little bit of a tilt, you need to have a little bit of a tilt. Some of the greatest shooters in the world have a tilt, Steph Curry being one of them. And then in this clip right here, we can see that here he's hopping into his shot. Why is that important? Well, by hopping into his shot, that's going to allow him to get his feet set. They're tilted the exact same way as his hips, his knees, his shoulders. Everything is in line, not necessarily in line with the rim, but in line together so that his shoulder and elbow can be in line with the rim. This is an absolutely amazing shooting form, and there's no surprise to me why he was able to hit so many threes. I full well expect him to hit even more threes in the future. I would not be surprised if he challenged some of Steph Curry's records if he has the ability and the chance to be able to shoot the ball. We have to remember, Steph Curry started shooting massive amounts of threes later on in his career. He was in the league for 3 or 4 years before he started really getting known for threes and taking ridiculously insane amounts of threes in games. This kid is 19 years old. If he can be allowed to shoot and upwards of 6 to 10 threes a game, every single game for the rest of his career, and he hits a high percentage of them, which he probably will with this form, this is going to be very interesting. There's going to be a lot of players who are going to be challenging Steph Curry's records. We may think that they're untouchable, but that's probably why Steph Curry is jacking up so many threes now, because he just needs to be able to get more shots off before his career is over. Anyways, these are my thoughts. I hope that this video has helped you shoot the basketball better. Make sure to go check out my shooting workout that is down in the description below to be able to help you shoot the ball from further away. But also make sure to go check out my vertical jump training book that will help you jump higher. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.